Alright, it's time for this classic 2D video gamer to try out some original PlayStation games and see if they're any good. Now, I'm mostly interested in arcade-style games, or games that have a 16-bit counterpart, or games that are somehow connected to Atari. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started with Alien Trilogy. I chose this one because I love Alien vs. Predator for the Atari Jaguar. This one is much faster and smoother than that game, but it's also more of a straight-up action game. This looks really great, except for it's incredibly dark. The facehuggers are very pixelated, but thankfully they're easy to hit. Unfortunately, the music doesn't really fit here at all, and I think I would enjoy it more if it were just silent. Embedded in the music is the occasional alien screech, and it's kind of annoying when there's no actual aliens around. This is a pretty fun one, and I like it. Area 51. Another alien blasting game, this time from Atari Games. The funny thing is that the original arcade machine used modified Jaguar hardware, which I've always found to be pretty cool. The PlayStation game here is a great conversion of the original with all the same full motion video scenes and gameplay.
Check your targets, people.
Control is okay with a gamepad, but it would be so much better with a light gun. But unfortunately I don't have one. I keep thinking people don't like this game, but it's always being played in arcades whenever I'm around. So I guess I'm wrong there. Love it! Batman Forever, the arcade game. I remember seeing this one at Free Play Florida one year when my buddy Splorin Ryan was playing it. His 3-word review was,
"This game sucks."
Anyway, this is the first time I've actually played it, and well, yeah, it does kinda suck. I mean, it's got lots of good beat-em-up action, but the controls just feel odd. Batman has a tendency to grab enemies when I'd really just rather punch them. O is punch and triangle is kick, while the left shoulder button is jump. It's weird, but you can get used to it even though it's really exhausting to play. Dislike. Battle Arena Toshinden 3. Seeing the original Battle Arena Toshinden in EGM magazine those years ago really got me excited for this game. It had huge 3D fighters battling it out with weapons. What's not to like? Apparently some people didn't care for it, so I thought it'd be best to try the third game in the series. Well, I don't know if it's any better, but the gameplay feels, I don't know, kind of dull. Maybe it's because I'm playing it on easy mode, I don't know. The backgrounds are terrible. I kept hoping there'd be a good one, but no, there just isn't. Anyway, I didn't much care for this game, unfortunately. Dislike. C. The Contra Adventure. The original NES Contra and Super C games are my all-time favorites for that system, so I had high hopes this one would be good. Konami tried to go 2.5D with this one, and it's not terrible. The first stage is really long though, and it took me about 8 minutes to get to this boss. Well, I mean, I think it's the boss. You see, my attention span really demands short stages. In the original game, stage 1 is just 2 minutes long. Perfect for me. Anyway, this one was pretty good and much better than that other Contra game on the system. Don't worry, we'll get to that one. But as for C, the Contra Adventure, I thought it was pretty good. Centipede. In this version of Centipede, the adventure mode, you still have to blast enemies, but now you get to move all over the screen in either a top-down or a third-person view. If you shoot flashing mushrooms, you might find a power-up. You also have to save the little munchkin guys of the town. Controls are okay, up is up, down is down, and left and right twist your view while the shoulder buttons are for strafing. The arcade mode is, I don't know, ruined by the side art and the music. It doesn't quite feel like the original. The adventure mode is kind of fun if you don't get stuck in a pit like I did. I like it. Colony Wars.
League of Free Worlds Information System.
This is a space battle game with some outstanding production values. Fast and smooth visuals, beautiful music, amazing sound effects, and pretty decent gameplay. I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's just a pain to try to score a hit on your enemies. They're extremely elusive. I was kind of hoping there would be an auto-targeting, but I didn't see one. I did take to the controls right away, they just made sense. I love flying amongst those giant spaceships too, well, until I got destroyed.
What are you doing out there?
I find this to be an awesome game, but I think it would be more fun if the enemies were easier to hit. Love it. Contra Legacy of War. Is this supposed to be the true sequel to the original Nintendo and Super Nintendo games? Why is it a top-down shooter instead of a side-scroller? And if they had to go with a top-down, why not make it a twin-stick shooter? I guess the original PlayStation didn't have two joysticks, did it? So instead we get X as the fire button, while jump is mapped to the circle button. Using square would have been better for jump, but instead it's duck. I don't know, these controls are just awkward. Also, the gameplay, I don't know, it's just not enjoyable. I don't get that same satisfaction blasting enemies in 3D. And the graphics are quite bland, at least here in the first stages, which is as far as I got because I was just too bored with this game. Dislike. Crash Bandicoot. Now this is a game I knew I would enjoy before I even played it. It just looks like a ton of fun, and man, was I right. The graphics are just beautiful, and the music is so fun. Crash has just the right amount of toot and humor about him. I don't find him annoying at all, I think he's hilarious. I bought the remastered trilogy for the PlayStation 4 a couple of years back, and I never regretted it. The PS1 version looks a little rough around the edges in comparison, but it's still very enjoyable. My only gripe is the control. I often overshoot my target like this jump block. Still, this game is definitely worth playing, and I love it. Crash Team Racing. First Crash takes on Mario and Sonic, and now he takes on Mario Kart and Sonic Drift? Yeah, okay, he was definitely targeting the former. So wow, this game is great. I love how fast it is along with those gorgeous graphics. There's a lot of cool looking effects and a large variety of stages too. And the sounds and music are top notch. If I had a PlayStation back then, I definitely would have shown this off to my Mario Kart loving friends. Don't get me wrong, I think Mario Kart is one of the best racing games ever made, but this one is no slouch. I will say that the power-ups aren't quite as good though. So apparently there's a 2019 version of this game for the PlayStation 4, and I might have to get it. But as for this original game, I love it. Take that. Dead or Alive. I first played DOA 2 on the Sega Dreamcast demo disc, and I immediately fell in love with it. Not for the bouncy girls or anything, you know, that was fun, I grant you, but for the fun gameplay and great graphics. So I figured the PlayStation 1 game here would be kinda lame in comparison, but boy was I wrong. Sure, the visuals aren't quite as sharp as the Dreamcast, but it's still got that refined gameplay, along with lots of moves. I haven't played DOA 2 in quite a while, but I do remember having to counter, and that's also here in the original game. I couldn't remember how to do Kasumi's stomp on the opponent's head move, though. Maybe it's not in this version. Regardless, this is a fantastic fighter and quite possibly my favorite, even over Tekken. Love it. Hard Trilogy. So, I kept thinking this was Die Hard Arcade, but it's not. It is an arcade-style game, but just not like the original. In fact, there are 3 styles of gameplay, maybe even more, I'm not sure. The first game has you running around shooting Hans's henchmen and saving prisoners. Man, that's a lot more baddies than I remember for the movie. Die Hard 2 is a virtual cop-style shooter, which is cool, but I didn't get very far. And then Die Hard with a Vengeance is a crazy taxi-style driving game. Of the 3, I think that was my favorite. The 3D is really good in this one, almost GTA 3 quality. Not in the resolution, but you know what I mean. The guy doing Bruce Willis's voice is pretty good too, and I really enjoyed his one-liners.
Hey, Trail. This isn't even my jurisdiction. Get him! Get the hell out of here! Great!
This one really impressed me with the variety of gameplay and quality visuals. Love it!
Best Christmas bonus I ever got. Ah!
Doom. Obviously one of the greatest, most influential games of all time, and I've always heard that this was the best console version, even ahead of the Atari Jaguar edition. And wow, it's not just better, I'm sorry to say, it's significantly better. First, it has atmospheric in-game music, which I think is better than the PC version. Next, it has incredible dynamic lighting that affects the walls around it. Lastly, the enemy sound effects are just a notch above anything I've ever heard in a Doom game before. They just, I don't know, seem more real. Controls might be the only downside. Strafing is accomplished with the L1 and R1 buttons, and to switch weapons you must press the L2 and R2 buttons. Not really a big deal. So yeah, this is a great version of Doom, and I can see why this is always ranked number 1. Love it. Galaga, Destination Earth. I had the PC version of this game, and it never really thrilled me, but I wanted to give it another go on PlayStation, and let me tell you, it's exactly the same. It starts off like a slightly janky 3D version of the classic Galaga game, but then it goes into a full 3D mode where the view is kind of behind your ship like Star Fox. Then it switches perspectives again, and it's a side-scrolling shooter. I guess it's pretty cool that the devs created a few different playstyles. The 3D stuff isn't terrible, but it does tend to repeat over and over again. As for the gameplay, it's decent, but I find it quite challenging to hit the enemies. I don't know, I guess that's just the nature of 3D. One cool aspect is that you can capture enemies and then have them shoot alongside you, kind of like the original game. And at some point I ended up shooting this stationary cannon. That's pretty cool. It's not my favorite Galaga game, but I do like it. G-Police. Another one I always wanted to try because the Jaguar game called Skyhammer was compared to it. I imagine this as being similar to flying the police car in Blade Runner, only this time you have guns to blast your enemies. If you can, that is. Fortunately, the radar generally tells you where to go. Controls are easy to work out, and it made sense right away. And boy, am I grateful. Nothing kills my enjoyment of a game more than when it has overly complicated controls. Flight is fast and smooth, and the Polygon City looks fantastic and varied. Again, it reminds me of Blade Runner. It's a pretty dang cool game, and I love it. Iron Soldier 3. I've been a fan of the original Jaguar game since the beginning, so I knew I would love this one. In it, you play as a giant mech robot whose mission it is to destroy the evil whatever corporation. Apparently in this one you can choose from 3 different mechs. There's also a variety of weapons to choose from, like chainsaws, sniper guns, machine guns, and of course, your fists. You also get 25 different missions where the objectives are finding new weapons, escorting a truck, destroying a power plant, you know, that kind of thing. The enemies aren't that bright, but at least they give you the illusion of AI by running away. I do find it pretty fun to stomp on them though. I didn't get too far into this game, but it looks and plays absolutely beautiful, and that's enough for me to say I love it. Jet Moto 3. So, I thought this was a jet ski racing game, but apparently it's more than that. You see, this jet ski thing can also drive along the ground too. To me, this makes the game, I don't know, a little annoying because I'm mentally prepared for water physics and then it switches. But then it doesn't really switch control-wise, and I end up crashing a ton because they're just so touchy. At least the graphics are nice to look at and the music is good though. I really wanted to like this game, but I tend to oversteer too much and crashing just isn't all that fun. Dislike.
Marvel Superheroes!
This is a conversion of the arcade game, which I've never played. But hey, I'm a fan of these characters, except, wait a minute. I don't know who Shuma Gorath or Blackheart are. The rest I've seen in the movie, so I'm good. I love the huge and colorful character sprites and the smooth animation. Whoa, this is great. Backgrounds are highly detailed too, but a little flat. There's no doubt a ton of special moves, but I'm coming into this cold, so I could only get Cap's shield throw to work. In the short time that I played it, I found this game to be really great, and I love it. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. This is quite possibly the greatest 2D Mortal Kombat game ever made. It's based on the MK3 engine though, which I don't enjoy as much as MK2. I don't know, I just never got the hang of the running or the combo system. Just give me the original special moves. There's an amazing 32 characters to choose from, including the bosses. I think they make the game a bit easier, especially if you know their special moves. As for the regular characters, Smoke is my favorite here because of his teleport punch. I can string several moves together playing as him. Finally, let me express my utter disappointment that our good friend Master Daniel Pesina is not in the game. There's some other dude playing Johnny Cage here, and it's just jarring. But at least Cage is included since he wasn't in Mortal Kombat 3 or Ultimate.
Johnny Cage wins.
Aside from that, though, this is an excellent game, especially if you like Mortal Kombat 3.
Sub-Zero wins.
The Raiden Project. Top-down shooter fans rejoice. Raiden, or Raiden if you prefer, is on the PlayStation. I mean, it's only appeared on practically every other console, including the Atari Jaguar and Lynx. This release is nice though, since it also includes the improved Raiden 2. I'm actually a little surprised that Sony would allow this game, considering how they pushed everyone to do 3D games. There is a 3D opening though, so maybe that counts. Is there a 3D game too? This is a good conversion of the classic Raiden arcade games, and I like it. Rayman. Yep, this is where that now iconic character got his start. I knew he'd be popular just by virtue of the highly detailed visuals. The PlayStation version is excellent. It's got great parallax scrolling, giving the background more depth. There's also more environmental sound effects and music going on. Oh, and lots of particle effects when you collect a ting. I'm not really sure that's necessary though. I do like the transparent fog, that looks pretty cool. However, what I absolutely hate is the yeah sound when you complete a stage. Yeah! Oh, and that laughter. Oh, man. Despite that, I still love this game. It's a winner on any console. Ridge Racer Type 4. The original Ridge Racer was one of those games where the screenshots just blew me away. It looks so good. Arcade-style racing games are my favorite because there's just no commitment. All you gotta do is hop in a car and race. And no need to worry about physics because this is a video game. Ridge Racer Type 4 is incredibly high energy, mostly hyped up by the music, but also by the super fast gameplay. I love the specular lighting on the car. Okay, yeah, it's probably faked, but, you know, it's still cool. And the way the audio changes inside the tunnels is a great attention to detail. Controls are good, but I really need to learn how to drift more. Totally love the whole vibe of this game. Road Rash. I played Road Rash 3 a ton on the Sega Genesis, and I practically beat it. It's a special blend of motorcycle racing and fighting, but it also requires great concentration. Especially when you're on the wrong side of the road with a car coming right at you. Do you go left into the field or right back into your lane where you could hit a cow? The PlayStation game here has 5 different environments, some in the city and some in the country. There doesn't seem to be as much fighting as in past games, though. Still, I love this game's fast action and rocking soundtrack. It's awesome. Spyro the Dragon. Always wanted to try this one since it looks so fun. Spyro reminds me of another purple dragon. I don't know, maybe they're related. I like how the early enemies run away from Spyro. That's something you don't see in most games. Pressing square will allow you to run. Sorry I didn't know that sooner. I quickly learned to use my fire breath on them, but I didn't know you could headbutt them too. I don't know, I kinda like the fire better. Flying could be a little easier though. You press triangle to jump and then glide, but it's kinda pointless unless you're on a mountaintop. Visuals are top-notch here, and the world is beautiful and highly detailed. I just wish there was a map or a pointer telling me where to go. Great game, though. I love it. Starblade. I remember being blown away with this game in the arcade. It was a sit-down unit, and it had this strange warping screen. Was that supposed to make it look more 3D or something? I don't know. The game is a totally on-rails space shooter that uses polygon enemies. Included is a version with texture map FMV and polygons, and it does look better, but, you know, I do like the charm of the original.
Geosword, come in, Geosword. This is Team Leader. This is Team Leader. Attack the starboard, Geosword. I'll take the port. Over.
I keep coming back to this one even though there isn't much replay value. Tetris Plus. Now, I love Tetris. It's probably my favorite game of all time, but this is a rather bare-bones version. First of all, it was made before the ability to swap pieces was added, so you're just stuck with whatever you get. The progression is weird too. It tends to speed up for a while and then slow back down again. Why isn't it not consistent? Also, the backgrounds are just nothing special. We know the PlayStation can do better than this. There is a puzzle mode where you try to get your adventure to the bottom of the screen. The first 2 stages are easy enough to beat. Yeah! Stages 3 and 4 took me a little bit longer, but stage 5, what the heck, man? The difficulty progression is just totally whacked. Now, I've never done this to a Tetris game, but I really didn't care for this one. I think I should have just stuck with Tetris Worlds instead. Dislike. Single. Tempest X. I'm a huge fan of the original Tempest 2000 for the Jaguar, so I'm excited to try the PlayStation version. And for the most part, it didn't disappoint. Firstly, I like that it uses the fantastic music from the Tempest 2000 soundtrack CD. The webs also have this cool textured warping effect inside, and they aren't simply go-road shaded. Controls are tight and work exactly as expected. Not sure if there's the ability to add a rotary controller though. That would be pretty cool. What I didn't care for are the ribbon-looking shots that you fire, the half-hearted text that appears on the screen, and some of the weird and annoying web designs. Apparently Jeff Minter's Jaguar code was used for this, but Atari changed the game just enough to avoid paying him royalties. Not cool, old Atari, not cool. Overall, this is a fun version of Tempest 2000, and if you don't have a Jaguar, give it a try. You might love it, like me. Okay, well, that's gonna do it. Some games for the original PlayStation that I find interesting. What games should I play for a future installment? Please let me know down in the comments. Thank you to all my members. I really appreciate you supporting the channel. Thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye, everyone.